Hello, my name's Fred Hodgins. I'm sitting here with my grandchildren on my knee, and we want to tell you about the garbage man story. The garbage men are really the heroes of our economy, right? They're our frontline workers,
Yeah.
and uh, so but I also want to tie this into cellular garbage men. So we're going to tell you a little story, and let's just get started here. So this here, these young people, they're 20 years old. And when we were young and 20 years old and before, like my kids here, but when you were 20 years old, everything was working. All cylinders were hitting an 8-cylinder engine. All 8 cylinders were working. Uh, at the cellular level, you could stay up too late, you could work too hard, and you could recover really quickly. Could do all kinds of exercise and recover very quickly. And so what that really meant was cellularly, we were taking out the trash. Our body was designed to be able to take out the trash. But as we age, not so much. And we see here this older couple, it changes. And I just noticed over the years that it seems to be every 10 years, it just seems to be different. 30 is different than 20, 40 is different than 30, and so on. And as we age, every decade, it just seems to change. And so what's going on at the cellular level, you can see on the bottom left is we have proteins at the cellular level, proteins in every cell of the body. One of them is called NRF2. So there's other proteins as well, NRF1, NAD. And as we age, as we're young, we've got lots of strong proteins in the cell. Our brain cells, our muscle cells, our heart cells have thousands and thousands per cell. So they're big, they're strong, kind of like this young fella is here, this garbage man. The proteins are equal to our garbage men, our cellular garbage men. And so um, as we as we age, if the cellular garbage men aren't doing their job, they're getting weaker, they're older, there's less of them, right? What happens is the trash builds up, and that's really what's going on at the cellular level. It just builds up, it builds up, builds up as we age. That's why we have less energy, less focus. We can't do as much the older that we get. Well, this is called oxidative stress. And oxidative stress is, if you look it up on pubmed.gov, it's the US National Library of Medicine, there's over 250,000 studies linking oxidative stress to health challenges, to inflammation. So you can look any of that up on your own. So what if, and this is the big question, what if there was a way to signal to these proteins to say, hey, Mr. Cellular garbage man, you're not 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 years old. You're 20 years old. What if there was a way to do that? What would happen and reverse that process so that our garbage men stay big and strong throughout our whole lives? What would happen to the oxidative stress? Well, obviously it would come down. What if there was a way within 30 days to be able to make our oxidative stress where the blood tests are showing that you can't tell the difference between an 80-year-old and a 20-year-old? It would be a happy day. We'd be doing the happy dance, taking out the garbage and feeling good by turning on those switches. So what if there was a way to turn on those switches to have big, strong cellular garbage men? And what if this was brought to the public through a publicly traded NASDAQ biotech company? What if they had accomplished this? And all the products that they've developed are all natural and they're safe. What if there was patents and peer-reviewed studies? In this case, 7 US patents, 11 international patents total, and 28 peer-reviewed studies. What if this company's done over $2 billion in revenue and it's growing? What if the company shares 50% of its revenue back with folks like us for sharing the story? And what if it's expanding globally and locally? And what if you could be part of this movement to take this out into the future to protect yourself, your family, and gain security? Well, would you want to know about it? That's the big question. Would you want to know about it, or would rather that we kept it a secret, kept it to ourselves? So please get back to the person that shared this information with you, and they can point you into the facts and to the videos and to the ABC Investigative News Report. And you too can turn on your cellular switches to be your best you.